Happy Friday, everyone. My name's Greg Dixon. I'm here with Roy DeCan and Betty Withrow, and we run under the umbrella of total traffic and conversion. And I don't know if some of you have checked in that Betty and I usually do a broadcast on Mondays, and we talk about writing issues and publishing issues, book publishing issues. And then on Fridays, we often talk about integrated marketing things and all things Google here. So today we're going to try to combine all of that in a lively and fun discussion. So and show how all this stuff works together under our total traffic and conversion way. So I sometimes make a joke. I grew up in Vancouver, North Vancouver, and one of my jokes is $500,000 buys you a really nice chicken coop in Vancouver, right? So I don't know. The real estate market anywhere on the coast is pretty high, but in Vancouver, you can't hardly get a condo for less than $1 million, and there are $2 million houses that are considered teardowns. So so that may not be the reality if you live in rural Saskatchewan or in the middle of nowhere in Nevada, but that's the reality in many parts of California and Vancouver. So anyway, so I'm an honorary member of CLUCK, which is the Canadian Liberated Urban Chicken Club, because I spent a lot of time trying to get the bylaws changed in order to allow backyard chickens. So I thought today, just for fun, what we're going to do is we're going to take a potential chicken coop manufacturer. And I know some people in this business, so it's not a totally foreign made up business. There is a real business here. So here's the scenario. So we've got somebody who wants to go and they want to make they want two things. They want to teach people how to make chicken coops. They also want to make chicken coops for their local market, and then eventually move their way across the world and for total domination. So you want to go from where they're at to maybe $1 billion making chicken coops. So one of the things in our book discussion that we tend to have on Monday is one of the best ways to improve your authority is to write a book. And so maybe Betty, you can start with that.
Okay. Well, yes, it is one of the best ways to increase your authority in the marketplace. If you've written a book, in the minds of most people, you're automatically an expert. Only 3% of the population actually creates and publishes a book. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody else is dumb. It just means that they haven't put a book together. And the perception is, and the reality is that if you have made the commitment and you follow through on the commitment to create that book, you have an expertise just in and of that itself. Now, in the case of a chicken coop book, I would have to make some suggestions as a book coach. I was starting, well, like Greg said, with the how-to book. How do you create a chicken coop? What is a chicken coop for? How are you going to integrate your chicken coop into your life in general? And what does it take to actually put one together? That would be a how-to book, right? And then there would be what to do once you've got a chicken coop and put your chickens in it and everything. That's a whole other subject, animal husbandry. And I could actually write a book about that. I kept chickens for probably 40 years, 35 years, definitely. Anyway, but the point is that a book would be part of an integrated marketing strategy to grow a company. Because if you write the book, for example, on how to write a chicken coop or how to create a chicken coop, people are going to go, oh, that seems like a really good idea. Then they read the book and they go, I don't want to do that. And then you go at the end, well, if all this seems like too much to you, you could do one of two things. You could either buy our chicken coop kit, or you could have us come and do your chicken coop for you. And then at that point, you could start thinking about what would it take to put together that business as you're marketing that business and growing the business and growing the awareness and growing the perception of a need for that business. Because that's another thing. If people aren't aware of something that exists that could maybe make things better for them, like having their own fresh eggs and things like that, then you can increase that awareness for them while building your market niche. And Roy's the niche guy, so I'm going to turn it back to you, Greg.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So let's take up something you said, that their main reason for writing the book is to get more business for themselves, right? So it gives the authority. It'd be good if they sold enough books on making chicken coops that they made a lot of money, but the main thing is really a marketing ploy, because a book is a really good excuse to do a lot of marketing stuff, right? You can do press releases, you can do blog posts, you can do social media things, you can get on people's podcasts and talk about chicken coops and all sorts of things, right? So and all roads lead back to your business. So you mentioned Roy. So let's take the context here. We've got a Vancouver chicken coop author / builder. So what would you do to make Google happy to promote his business?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would make Google happy that Google wants to go play in the chicken coop land? So,
well, all that Google really wants is authorities, and they will give free traffic to people who they consider authorities. So whether you start with a book or you just start with a website and a Google Business Profile, what you want to do is basically get the information out there about how much you know about how to build chicken coops and why they're so good and why everybody should have them. And so really the easiest thing is to start with a website and a Google Business Profile, and in which case you put a lot of really good content in there that only an expert at chicken coops would really be able to do. And what that does is establishes your authority. Initially, it's in the Vancouver area, for example, but then it goes all across you don't have states. What do you have, Greg?
Provinces.
It goes all across the province. And it might even go into a state in the United States, because Google expands your authority pretty much by geographical area that touches geographical area. So once you're an authority in your province and your province touches a state, the next thing that can happen is you become an authority in the state, or it touches another province and you become an authority there. Eventually, you're all across Canada, and eventually you're also all across the United States. Once you've actually gone into more than one country, it's much easier for Google to feel you've got the authority to go any place in the world. So it can start there. But you don't even need to do the book initially. But sooner or later, if you really want to make this a billion-dollar company selling chicken coops and 3 different versions of it, teaching people how to do it, doing it with them so they actually do the construction, but with your help, or you just plain do it for them. You will, by establishing your authority, it opens up all of those markets for you.
Yeah, no, that's fabulous. And the other thing I can think is when we're crossing, if we were on Shark Tank, there seems to be a franchising opportunity for this, right? You get local chicken coop manufacturers in each region, and and the other thing is, one of the ideas is that it could be a kit that you set, like you pre-assemble it in a factory and then you mail it off to somebody with instructions to put it together, just like manufactured homes or IKEA. So,
right. And there's something else about the book thing, is that just when you start talking about having a book, I'm writing a book, I have a book coming up, you gain credibility in the marketplace. Many of my clients actually have been and are speakers who want a book that they can say, author of the upcoming book or the new book, whatever it is, that presents them as the expert in their field. And that helps you get on stages, and it helps you get on better stages, because when you're looking around for ways to get booked for a speaking gig, everybody wants to know, do you have a book? The answer is yes. It's much better.
Yeah, maybe even Oprah wants to have a chicken coop, so maybe you'll be on the Oprah show, and then it's still going to blow up completely.
You never know.
Everybody gets a chicken coop.
Yeah.
Books are so important. Everybody I know that is a really well-paid coach or consultant has a book.
Yeah.
So that just changes everything when you have a book. But I can see that just about anything would be bettered by having a book. If you had a physical product, you could explain that physical product in the book and make it easy for them to contact you to buy it. If you had software or software as a service, the same thing. If you have video courses and you wanted to sell a video course, if you had a book about it, more people might find about that video course through the book than through any other method, and then you'll end up selling more courses that way. So it's just about any kind of business that you can imagine, but certainly chicken coops would benefit by having a book.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're alluding to this is it's all connecting. Like the book can help sell the other services you offer, gives you credibility, get you on stages. Getting on stages help you sell the book, so it goes both ways, right? It's just, and our total traffic and conversion way is to get you wherever you are. So anybody sits down at their computer and they start searching for chicken coops, next thing you know, oh, this guy in Vancouver makes chicken coops, and he's got a book on it. Oh, and he was just on Oprah talking about chicken coops, so he must be the premier expert in the world on chicken coops. So why would you go anywhere else? You're going to go there first, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of goes back to a recent episode where we talked about the marketing wheel. The book is one spoke in the wheel of your marketing. And as you just pointed out, Greg, everything's connected to everything else. So, as you're building, it's just one more way to get people interested in what you do, inform them, let them know that you know what you're doing, and all that good stuff.
So the book could be the beginning. You could just write a book and then build a website and then have a Google business profile and so forth. Then establish a course. So you could start with a book. That could be the first spoke in the wheel.
Right. True. In fact, I'm working with an author right now. I'm ghostwriting for him, and he went ahead and purchased the domain name for his book, and and did all the stuff in advance to make sure that he owns the territory by the time the book comes out.
Yeah.
And
we kind of advocate, even if you haven't finished your book, the earlier you start building up a bit of a buzz about it, getting people to sign up to receive notices, like says, I'll let you know when we're launching, or maybe getting people involved to pre-read it, beta readers, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff that creates buzz and engagement ahead of time can make the whole launch go a lot better. If you've got 1,000 people are waiting for the book to come out, and you ask them, hey, I'm launching it today, can you go and purchase it from Amazon or write a review? Any of that stuff can really help. All those things help together. Yeah.
Right. Yep. That's actually the organic way to get to Amazon #1. One of my authors did that with her launch team, and it hit #1 in less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just having her entire tribe all bought the book at the same moment, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to behold, for sure. So I want to emphasize that the beauty of Total Traffic and Conversion is between us, and we have referral partners. We also have people we know who can help with book formatting. With Betty's really good at a certain kind of editing, but there's other kinds of editing that people specialize in. So we can help you with your book production. And we can also help you if your chicken coop or whatever it is that you want to do. We can help with an online course, and of course all of that integrated marketing stuff. and all the Google things, the things that Roy does, the niche domination stuff in order to get it going. So we really think we have a lot to offer for a complete package. We can help you take you from idea to just completely launched. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can make a few comments. I'm just going to say I should put their little. Okay, I'm just going to actually not even going to put it on there. If you're interested in talking to us about any and all of this stuff, just reach out to any of us and we'll make an appointment.
Yeah.
And we'll get together and we'll see what it is. What's your chicken coop, or what's your thing that you want to launch into the world, and we'll have a discussion about how we can help you with that and what the best way is. So what, any more comments, any more advice other than just do it and call us?
Yeah, that's what I would say, is just reach out and talk to us, because we come up with customized solutions that are for you, not for everybody in the world. And we listen to you before we make a recommendation. We don't just go, oh, here's what you need to do. No, that's not how we do it.
And as Roy was saying, maybe you're starting with a book, maybe you're starting with a course, maybe you don't have any of that, and we can help you go work through that process and figure out what the best thing is, to where to start, and then where to go. Like, so we'll create a roadmap for you for where you're at and where you want to go, and there'll be more things on there than you might find intimidating, but you don't have to do it all at once. You can do it at the most highest priority things first, and over time as makes sense for you.
Yeah.
And you might not even have your product yet. You might not have a solution. You might not even know what niche you want to go into. We can help you with all of that.
Yeah.
Just talk with us, preferably talk with all of us, but at least talk with one of us, and let's get started on this thing. And you can figure out, maybe you haven't started a business yet, but maybe now is a good time. And no matter where you're coming from, we can help you. And then you can decide what, if anything, you want to move forward with. And it doesn't have to be with us, but begin the conversation with us. And you may find that we've got a lot to offer in pointing you in the right direction, and would be most happy to do so.
Yeah. For sure. And our motto is we try to have fun. So we'll try to be successful, help you have success, but we'll try to have some fun along the way.
Right.
And we'll see if anybody who never thought of being a chicken coop tycoon says, I want to be a chicken coop tycoon.
Yeah. And somebody may want to dominate the world with their chicken coops.
Yeah. Well, actually related to this is the world has a shortage of housing. And there are a lot of interesting projects coming up with mini houses, like mini homes. And a lot of those are modular. At where I'm at, they have a local Nicola Valley Institute of Technology, and they're starting a program. They have a construction program, and they're going to do a thing where they're going to make a bunch of modular mini homes to use in the community and other places. I think it's a really good thing to do.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So any last words for Friday, other than just go see what we're about at totaltrafficandconversion.com. There's a link to book an appointment, but just reach out to any of us through LinkedIn, Facebook, smoke signals, whatever, whatever works for you. Mm-hmm. And we'll set up a meeting. We'll talk about what do you want to do.
Let's start the conversation.
Let's start the conversation.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna play our little video out of here. So, yay! If I can find it, there we go.